Hello people. This is a part 2, if you like, or a follow-on from my previous vlog, which was growing old, the reality. So I thought, called this one Aging, the Reality. I wasn't going to call it Growing Old, the Reality part 2. And in Aging, the Reality, I wanted to expand on a couple of things, because from lots of the comments that I got on the last video, and thank you for all of those, including the ones that were slightly controversial, let's put them that way, I do appreciate everyone that looks at the videos, and I do appreciate the comments. But I want to tell you about a couple of them. There was one gentleman, and I won't say their YouTube names. There was one gentleman, or lady, could have been a lady, who said, I'm 35 and I'm worried about getting old. And I'm thinking, what? I'm nearly double that age, and I'm not worried about getting old, because I am old. But you've got nothing to worry about. If you watch this video, my friend, you've got nothing to worry about, honestly. Don't start worrying now about getting old, because you've got loads of time yet. And as I said in my previous video, getting old isn't something that you suddenly wake up and you're old. It's a gradual process. And what I was trying to get across in my last video is that it was my personal view of growing old and what I do, what I don't do, to try and keep myself active both mentally and physically. And there were lots of responses to that video from people who put me to shame. They are older than me and they do a lot more than me, and credit to them. Thank you for all your comments, and thank you for responding to that video. There was one also I've got to tell you about. One particular person, again, could be male or female, they said, if cliches were banned from the vocabulary, your vlog would be silent. It was absolutely packed with cliches. And I thought it would be funny to go back to this person and say, didn't Cliche used to play for Arsenal Football Club? For my American friends, there used to be a player for one of our soccer teams, Arsenal, who was called Gael Clichy. But I thought I'd go back and tell him, didn't Cliche play for Arsenal? I knew he'd respond, or she would respond. And they came back and they said, very mature, not. And that's the point. Okay, sometimes I'm not mature. Sometimes I'm a big kid. Sometimes I'm an idiot. And I suppose that's my attitude. That's why I don't feel old. I'm still an idiot. I'm still mad. If you don't think I'm mad, look up a vlog on my channel, which is my mad tradition at Christmas, and you'll see what I mean. And then you'll agree, I'm a bit mad. I can't help it. It's the way I am. I've always been this way. I've always liked to joke. I've always liked to laugh, and that's me, people. So aging, though, aging, the reality. This is more to do with your habits and what you do when you get old that you didn't do when you were younger. For example, when I was younger, I would only wear certain jeans. They had to be Levi's, and I had to sit in the bath to shrink them on. And Ben Sherman or Brutus shirts, I would have to wear those. I wasn't interested in any other shirts. Adidas trainers, I always used to wear Adidas trainers. And when you get older, you reach this point, and again, it's not a conscious thing. You reach this point where suddenly you go out to buy a pair of jeans and you think, 75, 80 quid for a pair of jeans? So you start to consider that perhaps the ones in M&S, the ones in that are not branded, pardon me, are just as good. And to be honest with you, when you look off brand and you start going for certain things, you begin to pick up what you consider to be quite good bargains. And it doesn't have to have a label on to be quality. It doesn't have to have be in fashion to be quality. Sometimes it can backfire. A few years back, I wanted a jacket, a winter jacket, and I looked online and I found this jacket, and I thought, okay, that looks quite good. And it was a puffer jacket, and I bought this puffer jacket, and it is lovely and warm, and it was a super dry jacket. And I wore this jacket when I went to lunch with my son and my daughter. And my daughter looked at me across the table during this meal, and she said, before the meal, and she said, is that a super dry puffer jacket? And I said, yes. And she said, I'm actually offended. I was an old man in a super dry puffer jacket. Now, I got it because it felt comfortable, because it was warm and it was reasonable quality. I didn't buy it to be in fashion. I wouldn't go out and buy a Burberry tracksuit and wander down the road. I tend to buy practical now. And the other thing you'll find when you age is if you find a certain manufacturer of shoes, or you find a certain manufacturer of jumpers or trousers or jeans or whatever it might be, you tend to stock up with them. You tend to stick with them, and you tend to, it's like getting your hair cut. If you find a good barber, you stick with that barber. Well, when you get older, if you find that a certain jumper is really comfortable and you like it, you'll buy 2 of them, maybe in different colours, maybe not. And I've done that. I've gone out and I've gone to M&S, again mentioning them, giving them a plug, and I've bought a jumper, and I thought I couldn't make up my mind between either the bluey version or the red version, and I bought both. And I've done that in the past. I remember quite a few years ago, for the motorbike, I found a pair of boots which were really comfortable to ride in the motorbike, and they had the little bit of leather over the toe for when you change gear, so it didn't wear the top out. So they're proper motorcycle boots. They were very sort of army style. And I bought 2 pairs because they were so nice. I bought the first pair. I was so pleased. I went and bought another pair long before the first pair wore out. So you find yourself stocking up and looking for bargains, because obviously your income is not as much as it was when you were younger, but it's also practicality, and there's nothing to be ashamed of in that. There honestly isn't. I mean, labels are great. When you're young, you have to wear the labels. I did it. Everybody does it. And but now I'm not that bothered. As you can see from the things I'm wearing. But you kind of just go practical. And again, there's nothing wrong in that. There honestly isn't. I mean, no one takes the mickey out of me because I'm not wearing Levi's, and no one takes the mickey out of me because I happen to have a Joe Brown's jumper instead of a certain make of jumper or whatever. And you do get funny looks sometimes when you're my age. If sometimes I might wander around Next, and it kind of strikes me a lot of it is fairly young clothes, but I like some of the stuff in there. And you do get these funny looks from the shop assistants thinking, he's lowered the tone, he's brought our customer age down there. But they're clothes. Who cares? As I said, I wouldn't try and dress young because that's not me. I wear what I feel comfortable in, and whether I'm going out or staying in, I will wear those clothes. So that's all I wanted to say today. I wanted to keep it short, but I wanted to respond to my previous video and say thank you to everyone for watching that. And if you've watched this, please check out my other vlogs, some of the ones that don't have as many views, because you might find them interesting. And if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. And thank you for watching, guys. I appreciate it. Thank you. Bye.